Hey guys, welcome back to the News Zone channel. This is your go-to place for the latest viral news, emotional stories, and all things trending in the entertainment world. Especially when it comes to two of the most beloved stars in Asia, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan. Today, we're diving into a heartwarming story that recently took the internet by storm. So grab a cup of coffee or your favorite snack, because this is a tale that'll tug at your heartstrings. You may have already seen it, photos and whispers online about Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan being spotted together in Paris. Yup, the city of love, the city of lights, and suddenly, fans all around the world started asking, why were they there? Are they working on a secret project? Are they finally hanging out again after so long? Or is it something more? Well, the real reason is something none of us expected, and it's more emotional than you could imagine. Wang Yibo, especially after being so low-key for so long? It had been years since we'd seen any public interaction between them, so naturally, curiosity exploded. Yet what the public didn't know at first was that this wasn't a casual getaway. It wasn't a work trip. It wasn't a vacation. It was something far more meaningful. A trip of love and remembrance. The truth slowly came out through close sources and fan communities. The real reason behind their Paris trip was to honor a dear friend. A mutual friend who had been a significant part of their early journey in the entertainment world. Someone who was more than just a photographer. He was a mentor, a brother, a confidant. This man had once lived in Paris for years and had always dreamed of organizing a photo exhibition there. An exhibition that captured the most beautiful, unfiltered, raw moments between Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan during their rise to fame. Sadly, he passed away the previous year due to a rare illness. But before he left, he had written a note in his personal journal. A simple yet powerful wish that one day, his photos of the two stars would be displayed in Paris, the city he loved. That journal eventually found its way into the hands of Yibo and Xiao Zhan. And when they read those words, they knew what they had to do. Reunited for a promise, even though they had grown apart in public. Whether because of professional reasons or pressures from the industry, this was something bigger than their silence. They reconnected, they made plans, and together, they decided to fulfill the last wish of someone who had meant so much to both of them. They funded the entire exhibition themselves. They chose a small yet elegant art gallery tucked away in a quiet Parisian street. They collected old photos, organized the event, and even wrote personal notes next to each photograph explaining its significance. It was a private event. No media, no press releases, no hype. Only family, a few friends, and some close people from the art world were invited. But every person who attended left with tears in their eyes and warmth in their hearts. One of the most emotional parts of the exhibition? A photo taken in 2019. Backstage, Yibo and Xiao Zhan, exhausted from filming, laughing with their heads thrown back. Pure, raw joy. That moment captured everything, their bond, their friendship, their youth. An unspoken connection. When they stood in front of that photo, silence filled the room. Xiao Zhan reportedly wiped a tear from his cheek. Yibo stood still for a long moment before letting out a deep sigh. Then, something happened that moved everyone present. They held hands. Not for show, not for the cameras, but as two human beings united by grief, by memory, and by a friendship that goes beyond the boundaries of fame. That one gesture said everything. Beyond the spotlight, the story didn't end with the exhibition. They stayed in Paris for a few more days, visiting the places their friend had once talked about. One was a tiny bench by the Seine River, where he used to sketch. They left flowers there, a handwritten letter. They sat quietly, lost in thought. It wasn't about being celebrities. It wasn't about proving anything. It was just about honoring someone they loved. And in doing so, they reminded all of us that behind every idol, there's a human story. A heart, a soul, and a past filled with people who helped them become who they are today. Fans react with love and tears. When the story finally broke out online, fans across the globe were overwhelmed with emotion. Hashtags began trending. Fan art flooded social media. Messages of support and admiration poured in. Even those who had drifted away from following their careers felt the need to come back and express their love. Thank you for honoring him. You two are more than just stars. You're real. This story healed something in me. It was more than a celebrity moment. It was a moment of shared humanity. The meaning of Paris. Paris is often called the city of love, but maybe, just maybe, it's also the city of remembrance. A place where people go to heal, to remember, to reconnect. For Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, it became the place where they could look back without regret, fulfill a promise, and silently say goodbye. But maybe it wasn't just goodbye. Maybe it was also a new beginning. Not necessarily of their careers or public appearances together, but of peace. Of healing, of quiet understanding. So, why did they choose Paris instead of any other place? Well, the answer is actually quite emotional and deeply meaningful. They didn't choose Paris just because it's famous for romance or its beautiful scenery. They chose Paris because it holds a very personal and sentimental value, not only for Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan but especially for the friend they were honoring. That friend, who sadly passed away, once lived in Paris for several years. He absolutely loved the city, not just for its charm, but because Paris was where he truly felt alive as an artist. It was where he studied photography, developed his unique style, and dreamed big. One of his biggest dreams was to one day hold a photo exhibition in Paris featuring none other than Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, two people he admired deeply, both professionally and personally. Unfortunately, he never got the chance to make that dream come true during his lifetime. So when Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan discovered this in his personal journal, they felt a strong sense of responsibility. If they were going to honor someone who meant so much to them, they wanted to do it in the most meaningful way possible. And that meant going to the one place that held his heart, Paris. So no, it wasn't about luxury, or hype, or showing off. It was about keeping a promise, fulfilling a dream, and creating a moment that would last forever. Paris became a symbol of love, memory, and closure. A city where their shared story could come full circle, quietly and beautifully. So, to everyone watching, take this story with you. Let it remind you that behind every smile, there might be a story of loss. Behind every quiet act, there might be a mountain of emotion. And sometimes, the most meaningful journeys are the ones taken in silence. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan didn't have to go to Paris. But they did, and in doing so, they showed us what true loyalty, love, and respect look like. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with someone who needs a little light in their day. Because in the end, stories like these are what connect us. Not as fans, but as people. See you in the next video. Until then, stay kind, stay curious, and always remember, love, in any form, is never wasted.